Hello everybody. I'm standing on highway number 1, which is today the main road connecting Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. About 70-something years ago, this was a major battlefield to keep the road to Jerusalem open. In Israel's war for independence that started in 1947, basically, this will be the main struggle between the Jewish militia that preceded the IDF, called the Haganah, and the Arab militia that tried to block the way to Jerusalem. Most people believe that Israel's war for independence started when Israel was made a state. That's a mistake. The war for independence started the day after the United Nations General Assembly, in the 29th of November 1947, made a proclamation that the land that was called Palestine until then will be divided into two national entities, one for the Jews and one for the Arabs. The Jewish part accepted the plan, the Arabs rejected it, and that's what led basically to what we call the War of Independence. There was no state yet. The state will be born in early May of 1948, but the war started officially while the British are still in the land right after that proclamation. So officially, historically, the War of Israel's independence started in November 30th of 1947. Only 6 months later, Israel was created as a nation. But it started because the British that still occupy the land were not interested to maintain law and order. They were about to leave, and the war started between the Israeli militia, or the Jewish militia before the state was born, and the Arab militias. The struggle was over Jerusalem. We knew that by the time the British army is leaving the area and the mandate will terminate, unless we secure the road to Jerusalem, it will have very hard time for us to try to confront invading Arab armies and also to deal with the local Arab militias. The main effort was to fight for Jerusalem and keep the road open. We are standing in a valley. The valley is commanded by hills from both ends, and once upon a time 4 Arab villages were located over there, and see how easy it is. All you have to do, and the road was much deeper and more narrow, is to roll some boulders from the hillsides into the road, and you block the road. If you block the road, Jerusalem will surrender. Who has Jerusalem will win the war as well. There's no doubt about that. And therefore, we had to recruit our forces, and we had to send those caravans to break through those blockades to bring food and water to the city. Time after time we did, time after time the road was blocked once again. And therefore, the headquarters of the Haganah, which was the Israeli militia, came to the conclusion that breaking through the blockade is not enough. We need to conquer the area, including the Arab villages on the mountains on both sides, because the road to Jerusalem has to stay open. We cannot take a risk that our capital will be under the threat of siege. And therefore, in the 4th of April of 1948, the first large-scale operation of the Israeli militia took place, over conquering the villages on the other side and secure the road to Jerusalem. For 5 months, those caravans were breaking through the blockade time after time. More than 500 people were killed in the attempt to keep Jerusalem alive, and that memorial that you see in front of you is dedicated for their honor. Today, Israel will commemorate the Day for the Fallen Soldiers, and every year the place is decorated by Israeli flags. School kids will come from Jerusalem to do that, but this year, as a result of the coronavirus pandemic, it's a little different. There won't be a main ceremony as every year. It won't be attended by people because of the situation. It's an opportunity just to be in a day which is not that busy, to come and just thank those people that gave their lives for us to have a capital. So today we are saluting for the fallen soldiers, and we commemorate them in one of the most important days in the nation's life. I can make the equivalent of Yom Kippur, which is the most important religious holiday that we are commemorating, in a non-religious way, but it is a holy day indeed. Will be the day for the fallen soldiers that will start tomorrow. Thank you.